Why hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea Silvestro. I have not done a Ren reaction in so long, so here I am to react to Sick Boy. I'm going to be doing a few more this month. I've been kind of like all over the place. I don't know if you follow my channel on here, but I was like living in Japan and stuff, so I've kind of had YouTube take a backseat a bit, but I am back now, so let me know what other Ren I should react to. But really quickly, I just wanted to mention that this video is sponsored by Newer. They sent me this selfie light. It's honestly amazing. You can clip it right onto your phone. It really elevates the lighting in videos immediately, especially if you're posting on TikTok or Instagram. If you're trying to get into content creation, whether it be on YouTube or TikTok, it's a great option. It elevates your lighting in literally seconds. Feel free to check that out. Link in the description. And we will continue with Sick Boy. I've never seen any of the Sick Boy things, so I'm excited.
Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Oh wow, this was like an intense intro. I was not expecting speaking in it. But also additionally, I don't know how he always has these basement sets. So what I'm assuming is we're commenting on the healthcare field as a whole and as a system, but we'll continue. Whoa. These visuals are a jump scare and they're really setting a tone.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, stem cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show.
Okay, so I wanted to comment on part of that already, so I think that's like a kind of a theme in his videos, is talking about how there's always temporary fixes and how a lot of times these pills are pushed onto people with underlying diseases. And I know he had Lyme's disease and they mistreated it, so there's like a lot of personal experience that goes into it. But it's really crazy to me how our modern healthcare focuses on kind of trying to treat symptoms and not looking at the underlying elements as to why our health is horrible. I mean, whether that be physical or mental health, like there's always an underlying reason. Just taking pills is not always going to be the solution. I've known so many people that go through the mental health system, and it's really hard because things work for different people, and a lot of times you're pushed into certain treatments that might not work, and you have to kind of reevaluate and figure that out as you go. So it's definitely really difficult, and it's something that I'm glad that he's talking about and bringing light to, because there's such a mental health stigma still, even if we have made progress. I think it's nice to know that you're not alone with your experiences and that you aren't the only one who has kind of gone through this in the system as well. And there's just so many elements and so many politics to this, but we'll continue.
You're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Derealization, medical patient losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration. Drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
I like the sample that's happening in the back too. It's really kind of creating this chaotic atmosphere for this track to lay on. I don't even know what's being said in the background, but I feel like he's commenting on so many things that so many people can relate to. Just the frustration with having to go through these processes. Kind of like the theme he talked about at the beginning, how having that negative mindset really is not going to ever help you get better, but it's so hard to have a positive mindset when so many things are not working and you're just so frustrated at the process in general. You're dealing with side effects, you're dealing with this not working. It makes you feel like you're unfixable, like things like that. And especially because his background is he thought he had Lyme disease, but they thought he had something else. I can totally understand if they're trying to treat a different ailment, it's not going to work for what he actually does have. So this is definitely is a very personal song for him. It's so emotionally intense, and the rap is just cutting through. And I feel like this is one of the more intense ones that I've heard in a while. I also haven't listened to him in a hot second, so it's nice to kind of get this reintroduction because he's really rapping with his whole soul. It's like cutting through. The way that he's rapping is just so harsh and intense, but I understand it's like really delivering that emotion of frustration, anger, and being like at the end of your rope.
Inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration. Drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good.
It's really interesting that they were able to make like the speaking fit with the beat and everything. It's kind of funny. They always go back to the childhood as like the source of the trauma, but...
In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's it. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the big boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing
These like, okay, I'm gonna go back and like listen to it and kind of break it down a little bit, but wow, like his facial expressions are so intense. I always forgot about that. Also, what's the symbolism with the pig? Like, I would like you guys to tell me.
Wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence.
We switched to more singing right here.
Rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Jeez, that was intense. Okay, I want to go back and talk about this part. I always forget how intense and believable his on-camera self is. Like, being able to translate what he's gone through his facial expressions is really incredible, and I feel like it's kind of rare for singers to be able to really have that level of connectivity with the audience where I feel like I'm fully involved in his story and fully believe every word he's saying. Let's continue.
Do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out.
Like, he gets so intense in this part, but it really just shows like that breaking point where there's really, you've been kind of going through this process trying to be patient, aggravation, frustration, but then eventually you kind of hit that breaking point. It seems like he has been on the precipice of that for a very long time, like in this.
In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's it. We're given everything we need and we commoditize.
Like, just look, it's so intense.
Consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the big boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy.
I think it was interesting how you kind of brought up the industry as well, like kind of using that trauma, and I'm assuming in the music industry, like using that trauma to create songs, which is advancing your career, but at what cost, you know? Like, you see so many rappers especially who talk about like their drug problems and this and that, and they end up overdosing or they end up killing themselves or getting in a gunfight. So it's really interesting to see like how even if you have some issues, like how you're still sold as a product, and how that story and that experience is still sold and leveraged as a product. Interesting take. I think he always like brings up in things that are really interesting, especially as someone who's a musician. It's interesting to see like from his perspective.
Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke.
I really like this transition into like more of the singing, and also you can hear like the muffled background vocal effect, which I think like kind of advances that switch from rap to singing. I really like how that kind of, they seamlessly transition out.
The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
I really like what's in the background right now. You can hear like that
bleeding myself, I bleed in my brain while I'm bleeding.
The vocal, the instrumentation is really interesting. It's like creating that chaotic background that I think fits very well with the atmosphere and like the overall subject of the song.
I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Jeez. That was like a very emotionally intense track. I really liked it. I feel like it's not really what I would usually lean towards listening to, but I really respect him for talking about all these subjects, and the music video was intense as always. Like, he really delivers like that raw intensity that we always expect from him, and I think for someone who's speaking about this, I really think he's one of the perfect people to be talking about this subject, because he obviously really believes everything that he says, and he always ties it to like a bigger theme, you know, instead of just, it's like always bigger than himself. I liked it. Feel free to let me know what else I should watch and your thoughts about this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, feel free to check out the newer Selfie Light, link below. Bye!
And this city's never had something for me, as you know from all of my stories.